I think that they have to do this for themselves. Hello, and welcome to your Energy Escapades Tarot card reading, where we don't just look at the energy, we see what we can do to improve the energy. So, what I was looking at was you've recently had a Knight of Cups influencing the energy in your sphere. And I wanted to see what was going on with that situation, that person that was influencing the energy around you. And it looks like we have a pretty neat update. I think things are going really well for you guys. We have got the King and Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Wands, which is telling me that things might be looking like relationship oriented here. We have some very good things going on. You're feeling good about it, and you've got this underlying feeling of just really true emotional satisfaction with this person, and you're really loving the trajectory where this is going. But there's something lurking on the surface here. Um, I, I think there's just some sort of quiet, it might feel deception like oriented, it may feel like they're being slightly deceptive. Something just doesn't feel right. It's tickling your intuition that something is going on and you're not sure what it is. So I wanted to take a look and see what this is pointing towards. Like, what is this kind of sneaky thing that's going on in this otherwise really good pull? Like, everything looks like it's going really good except for this showing up. So I wanted to see more of what that was looking at. And what came out was that I think this person that you're involved with, they may be having trouble making a decision, particularly between doing something that is very logical and taking the logical path that makes the most sense, and embarking on something that is much more of an idea and something just in the making. And I think that they're struggling between these two things. This could also be you, that you're struggling with this as well, because when you look at energy, it can kind of go either way. So if this sounds like you more than your person, go ahead then and accept that. That's fine. But I think that something is going on that is basically going in between making the decision, being, it's like a logical decision. It's sensible. It makes the most sense. This is how you should proceed, right? Versus really embarking on something that they're very curious about and they really want to know where it could go, where it could take them. I was seeing this more as like some sort of grounded thing. I don't think this is related necessarily to romance. So I don't think they're trying to decide between um, partners necessarily in that way. I think it's more of, maybe career or finance oriented, life oriented, just something that makes sense versus something that they really have been curious about and they want to do. And they're struggling to make a decision, and it's making them not make a decision at all. They're basically just holding back and they're torn between these two options. They do have that desire that they want to move forward and follow their passion and really chase that down, but they also really want to build a family, a legacy. They want the stability. And so they don't want to feel like they're constantly up in the air. And I think that's why, this decision's so hard, because this is something that is really unformed, very much just like a new idea, but it's something that they're interested in and really would love to see grow. But they're kind of telling themselves that if they do that, then it may just ruin it for, this building this legacy, laying down these roots, having that stability. So they're struggling there. And I think because of that struggle, it's making it seem like that's what you're picking up. Like it's like, oh, something is off. And I think that this is what's giving that feeling that something is off, is because they're struggling to make this decision between these two things. Now, I looked to see what you needed to know about the situation. And I got several cards here. I got the Hermit, and it initially came out on its own, but it just felt like there was more that needed to come out. So I kept pulling, and I got the Ace of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Now, when I look at this spread that came out, I think what you need to know about the situation is that there may be some withdrawal for inner contemplation, for looking at how they want to proceed. And I think that as they're in this contemplative state, they're really going to have their passion pointed out to them. Like it's just going to come out almost like it's coming out of, out from the heavens being delivered to them. I especially take that in the way this card is depicted, that they're really going to have this handed to them as to knowledge of what they want to do and where they want to go and what is really driving their passion and their fire and where they want to take this. And I think once that happens, they're going to be moving quickly. This is very much an action-oriented card. They're going to be taking that action and they're going to be showing up, in their masculine energy of taking that action. There may still be some bumps and some hesitations along the way, just because I do still think they're going to be fighting with themselves a little bit as they're navigating this. But they're much more excited to move forward, and they're going to get started on that. And so then I've looked, it's like, okay, this is kind of what's going on with the situation, what you need to know about it. What can you actually do to optimize the energy of the situation for yourself and your perspective and how to go about this? And I got some interesting cards here. So what came through, you've got the Five of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Six of Pentacles. So I think there may be some ego clashes that are going on. I don't necessarily see it being like a really painful type of arguments. I don't think anybody's trying to hurt each other. I don't think it's just more of like there's like a clashing here. And so you may feel like you're kind of arguing or fighting with this person, maybe because of this Seven of Swords energy, the feeling that just something's off, And so I feel like you may be fighting with them about it, like asking them questions, and they're just kind of, being evasive, and there's some arguments that are occurring. And I think what would be best for you in this situation is, one, you want to wait, right? You want to just give it time. Just, okay, you know what? You need to take your hermit. Go ahead, go be a hermit. Go, go work on yourself, your brain, whatever. And just wait and be patient, but give them what they're giving you. And I don't mean that in necessarily like a bad way. Like, I'm not necessarily talking about like an eye for an eye or anything like that, but meet them where they're meeting you. So don't overinvest yourself in this situation. Don't give more than you're getting. Mediate that, right? And give them what they're giving you. Because you're really supposed to be in your power here. We got the Queen of Pentacles coming out. We've got the Nine of Pentacles coming out. These are cards that are very much about you standing on business. Like this is you living your best life and not allowing yourself to be swayed or weighed down by this person's indecisiveness. So ultimately, stand for yourself and enjoy, enjoy your abundance, the things that you've made, the things that you're building. Focus on you. This is very much a self-focused suggestion. So if you're experiencing that Five of Wands energy, if you're experiencing those arguments, just, give them what they're giving you as far as availability, and make sure that you're prioritizing yourself in this situation and focus on what you want and your goals. And let this person deal with their stuff. I do think that they very much have a desire to build something here. Like that seems to be what the cards are implying, that they do want to build something that's lasting, but they still have to work on themselves. That does not mean that you need to sit around and wait and, for this person to get their stuff together. It is your responsibility is ultimately you, right? So you want to turn that focus away from trying to solve their problems, trying to really invest. And, I think a lot of the times we have the tendency to take on the pain and the stressors of other people. And it's just like, no, just give it to me. Just let me carry this for you. Let me help you carry it. I don't think you need to do that in this case. I think you need to let them do this because I feel like it's important to their divine masculine goals and perceptions of themselves. I think that they have to do this for themselves. It's not something that they want to give that away and rely on someone else to show up for them. So focus on you. You got this. You're the queen. You're the queen. You living in all kinds of abundance. You got this.